Welcome to the Snowblind Fractal in response to the newest patch for the Fractal changes on the 26th of November 2013. Now, for some of you who have done it before and wonder what are the changes to the Fractal itself, my finding was that I did not notice any changes to the Fractal at all, except for when you are starting to do level 30 and above. The, the mobs will have some of the mislock abilities, and there are so many of them that I can't fit them in the video. So what I'm suggesting you to do is that you Google up on wiki, keywords to wiki, and look for the mislock abilities, because there are so many of them. But I'm happy to tell you in a simple term, mislock ability is that there is a permanent condition damage that will be casted on you, or it's a permanent buff for the boss or the mob. So you just have to look up the Wikipedias, because there are so many of them that I can't even remember, and I can't even remember on top of my head right now. So this video is just show you how to do the fractals itself. And for some of you who haven't done this fractal before, by haven't done this fractal before, I mean I haven't even go in and touch any of this before. And some of you in my guild asked me how can I do the middle boss. By the middle boss is the ice elemental effectively. Well, I'm here to answer that question. Is that for this fractal, you need to be aware of the frostbite effect. Now, frostbite effect is a permanent condition that will be casted on you whenever you are standing outside of the fire. Now, when you're standing outside the snow, the frostbite condition damage will keep on dealing to you and again, and will continuously stacking. At 25 stack, it will instantly kill you. So just be aware of that. Now, to cure the frostbite, you cannot cure it by condition remover spell in your skills list. You can only cure it by having a torch in your hands, and then you use that torch to light the woods around you. Now, in the video, or when you come into the game, you will see that there are a lot of bonfires standing on the ground, and all you need to do is to use the torch to light them, and that will cure the frostbite condition spell. Now, as soon as you step outside the snow, it will start hitting you up again. So you need to time it, how many stack of bonfire do you have, and after that you need to time how many frostbite do you have, and just adjust accordingly. Now, having said that, once it comes to the middle boss, some of you in my guild have been asking me like, what are the effective ways that you can do it without having a lot of members, like struggling dealing with the ice elementals, the small minion ones. Okay, there are several ways that you can do it. You can either kite them, like you go around as a group, like go clockwise around them, and then you start lighting a bonfire, and then you have them kite around the boss, which is the ice elemental in the middle. That's one of the safest way that I can think of, and I have done it when I first started to do the fractal dungeon. But that method is not popular because it is time consuming, and a lot of people want to do this fractal fast. And the second option that you can go for is that you can, if you have a guardian and if you have him a tank build, so what you can do is that you hit the boss directly, and once he start popping out all of the elemental, you need to group all of the elemental and stack them underneath of the boss. And when you start stacking him, I mean like all of the elemental underneath of the boss, then you use the wall of reflection. Now in this case, my guardian has the wall of reflection, and I am going to use it to reflect all of the damage back to the boss and back to the ice elemental, and the rest of my team is just like lighting the bonfire and start attacking from afar. If you have any warriors in your team, that is a big plus, because this method will kill the ice elemental, the small minion one, and it can also killing the boss at the same time too. That is if you have a lot of warriors in your team and you just and you just pull them all together into the boss, and the warrior will just like start killing or like using the ability stacking might and elite, and then kill them all at the same time. It's easy, it's fast. But if you are not confident with doing that method, you can split the group into two sections and having one in one bonfire and another one in another bonfire, and all you need to do is to keep the elemental separate so that it doesn't deal damage to the entire group. Now the ice elemental, the middle boss of the dungeon, will also cast some of the ice damage, AoE ice damage to the entire team. So if you are not confident with doing any of the two methods that I just mentioned, what you can do is that you can split the group into two so that it can split the damage into two, and you can also dodge the attack and adjust accordingly. Those are the three methods that I know of, and I have been using that from time to time. But if you are comfortable with using any other methods, just feel free, because this boss is not really a hard boss or anything like that. So it should not be taking you that long to kill. So aside from this, yeah, stacking mine and use any reflection back to the boss, and you're good to go. Now I will just leave the video running for now, and I will come back to the final boss and talk about it in a bit.
I can fight again. Save yourselves! Stand your ground!
Such might!
Swiftly.
For the final boss of the Fractal, you have two phases. Now the first phase is that the usable combat stuff that I will not be mentioning any of those again, like stack my AoE attack, avoid AoE attack, and stuff like that. So you already know. So I will not be mentioning any of those again. But for the second phase, that it will pull people off by I mean pulling people off. I mean, if you haven't done any of this Snowblind Fractal before and you are completely new to this Fractal, what he's gonna do to you is that he will teleport to the high ground on the second phase, and he will cast the frost AoE damage onto the ground, and he will spread it out to the entire map. And he will also apply you, if you get hit by it, he will also apply the agony effect on top of you, so you need to have enough agony resistance to prevent that dealing damage to you continuously. And the frost AoE damage, it has a devastating effect, and sometimes it can instantly kill you. So if you get hit by it, you need to get your team to come and help you revive you. Now if you don't get hit by what I was suggesting you to do is just don't get hit by it, and try to look for the AoE reset on the ground during the second phase, and try to avoid that one, because you know you just don't want to get hit by it because it can instantly kill you. Now aside from those two, he's quite easy. I don't think you're gonna have any problem with dealing with him, but so just be caution with the ice or frost AoE magic damage during the second phase, and you are good to go. And I will see you in the next video for the next Fractal. Enjoy.